to CHMA, broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, Canada. You are listening either on 106.9 FM in the Tantramar area or at www.chmafm.com.
Which is on the internet, I think.
It is.
Tremendous.
This is Ground Control at YMC Midgic Airport. You are joining myself, Air Traffic Controller Thomas.
And me, Air Traffic Controller Luke.
Join us for the next hour as we watch the skies, listen to some tunes, chat, and we will be done by and by. So, Luke.
Yeah, man.
How much rain?
Just tremendous amounts of rain.
Like all of the rain?
I'm thinking of giving up on being an air traffic controller.
And becoming a duck?
I was going to say a sump pump salesman.
Oh, you know what? That's probably... I don't know if that's better than a duck.
You see, the problem with a duck is, like, I really love roasted duck, so I constantly be fighting myself off to not, like...
Eat others of your kin?
Oh, no, I was going to say fly into a fire and just smell delicious.
Oh, that's very different than where I thought you were going.
Huh. That's some weird radio to start the show. But no, as far as weather's concerned, based on, like, our highly scientific weather predictions, it's going to rain a lot. Maybe forever.
Yes. And what happens if it does rain forever?
Well, it's Easter. Are you looking for the biblical answer?
I was just going to say we're going to build boats.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about some boats.
We were talking about building boats.
We're always talking about boats.
Yeah, I talk about boats.
We might as well become a boating podcast.
You know what? There's only like 2 performance boating podcasts that have to do with the type of boat racing I sometimes frequent.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk smack on them, but one used to be weekly and then became bi-weekly and is now maybe quarterly, which sucks because they're really like knowledgeable and well-spoken, which is it's a hard combo to get.
It is.
They do not always go together.
They do not.
Not saying I'm either of those things.
Of course.
But, and the other is even patchier. So it's if you want to start a hydroplane or runabout racing show on the side. I'm just kidding. I'm too tired for that.
I was going to say I can do it. I'm down.
I know you would.
I'm 1,000% down.
Yeah.
I'll get the footage up.
Oh.
I'll make the YouTube channel. I'll do it all. I don't care.
Man, you'd be.
I'll get it done
in
tomorrow.
The small niche of the world. You'd be a superstar.
Here we go. Whenever you want to start that journey, you let me know.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe
someday.
Well, it's essentially how we got here at the air traffic control booth as well.
It's true. We just said, man, one day I think we should branch off our air traffic controlling into being on radio.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we were on the radio. It's that easy, folks.
It is that easy. And it is also that easy to start.
Not to be an air traffic controller, but to be on the radio.
To be on the radio. And even easier to start a podcast because we're 2 white dudes in our 30s. That's essentially the checklist to start a podcast.
Neither of us are into like smoking meat.
I'm kind of into it. Like, I'm into the concept of it.
I'm into the results of it.
I'm very into the results
of it. I'm very much not
it.
into the patience required.
I'm into the patience required.
I'm going to start supper at breakfast time.
I'm not in the financial position to buy all of the
requisite gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I could, I would.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Adam, who you have met, does have a smoker. Plan was last summer to smoke a bunch of stuff, but I was busy, so
that happens in the summer.
It does. Maybe we'll do it this summer. That'd be great. But were you saying the only prerequisite other than being white and in your 30s is having a
Well, no,
smoker?
there's the cliched like hobbies you get into, right?
Yeah.
You get into like craft beer.
I'm into that.
Smoking meat.
I'm into that.
You get into like there's the sports people that just double down on sports stuff.
Yeah. Am I a stereotypical 35-year-old white man?
You're ticking off some boxes.
Ticking off a lot of boxes. I didn't know I was. It is news to me that I'm like.
You're into these hobbies that are like.
As you say in this, like, I can't say the words I want to, but like the basic beauty, if you know what I mean, there's usually two words that go together when people are talking about
a BB combo that might not be beauty.
basic people.
Yes.
I'm like, oh man, like I'm just like your basic bro.
Huh.
Basic, I guess. Here I am
I
learning.
wouldn't describe you as such.
It sounds like you describe me as such.
Okay.
Here I am learning that I am basic. Hey, we're going to listen to a song.
Oh, you know why I picked this song?
Because I wear hats.
Yeah, and you forgot your hat at my house, and afterwards I was like, we got to put this song on the radio.
And that's another basic white boy thing I do. Wear
Being
hats.
really into hats?
Yeah.
I don't think hats are really Are hats still a character-defining attribute?
I think so.
Like, unless you wear a very distinct type of hat.
I wear a pretty distinct type of hat.
All right.
I don't wear, like, exclusively bowler hats.
See, that would be a defining.
Yes.
To me, one, like, baseball-style hat is the same as any baseball-style hat. Just they're across the board.
I disagree with you, but
yeah, well,
I have many hats. You do not, and
no, I think I have two.
The government Rams, they had a hat too. This is
they're
I
in
had a hat,
Newfoundland, so it's hard to tell what type of hat they're singing about, but they're singing about it.
I had a hat. The government Rams.
I had a hat when I came in. I hung it on the rack, and I'll have a hat when I go out, or I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey wore his brand new hat to Murphy's Wake last night. Someone stole his hat, and boys, it started up a fight. Casey smashed the furnitures, the radio as well. He nearly woke the corpse up when he began to yell. Oh, I had a hat when I came in, and I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, or I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey kept on shouting, boys, they couldn't keep him quiet. Someone phoned up for the cops to come and stop the ride. 2 cops rushed into the room, but Casey laid them out. He fired them through the window, they both heard Casey shout. Oh, I had a hat when I came in, and I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, or I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey kept on shouting, boys, till one-eyed Paddy Flynn socked him on the whiskers with a great big rolling pin. He knocked poor Casey senseless, it was an awful cloud. As he lay there unconscious, Casey kept on shouting out, oh, I had a hat when I came in, and I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, or I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. I had a hat when I came in, and I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, or I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out.
Yeah, so this song is fairly current, but we both agree that this song could date back to when hats were even a bigger thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were talking. We're both privy to the knowledge that hats in history were
go hand in
incredibly
hat in hand.
Hat in hand, like you knock someone's hat off.
Oh, you were asking for it.
It was literally like we now need to fight to the death, and we're like not joking. Like people. Have died. Many
because of hats.
Many men have died because of hats.
Yeah.
And like anytime there's like an old-timey natural disaster and you read the papers, the like first and second hand accounts, it's always like, and Jim Milner came out without a scratch, but his head was bare. Like, it's all just like
the shame of being hatless.
Yeah, it's either like, or it was like in a great tragedy, and it was like, oh, and he lost his arm, but at least he had his hat.
He saved his hat.
He saved his
had it since he was a child.
He saved his hat. He saved his dignity. Yeah, like if you went outside and for whatever, you could be hit by a car and they expected you to have a hat still on.
Yeah.
It's like,
if you didn't, it was your problem.
And it was just a huge deal. Yeah. It's like,
honestly, what is it like? Draw me
underwear, you know? If I got hit by a car, I'm hoping I'm wearing clean underwear. I'm hoping I'm wearing new underwear, you know?
I don't know.
And if it was in the paper, right? Like,
I'm not sure how I feel about this simile.
Like, if I got hit by a car and in the paper it'd be like, underwearless man. I don't know.
Yeah, but your underwear doesn't just fall off when you get hit by a car.
Yeah, well, it better not, because if it does, then my dignity is exposed. Just like the hat.
I suppose. It all has to do with dignity.
Who else does not have any dignity at all?
Who?
A man named John Tay Porter.
Okay, what is John Tay Porter known to people for?
Well, John Tay Porter is known in very small circles.
Okay.
He is a basketball player.
Okay.
So he is...
This is a sport I should know something about.
It is. And he is on a team called the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
They're the only one we have in the country.
That's correct.
At that level.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
I think we have other basketball teams in the country. I'm led to believe.
Yes. You may have seen one or two. You may have played on one.
Huh.
But, so John Tay,
okay,
he
plays on this team.
Plays on the Toronto Raptors. He's kind of on like the cusp right now of he's a young guy, 23, I think. So kind of on the old end of just getting into the league.
All right.
Wasn't signed, came in as an unsigned, worked with the G League, which is like the farm league for
Raptors.
The Raptors, the 905, the Toronto 905.
Is it actually the 905?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
All right.
And has gone back and forth a little bit, but he's been getting good minutes on the Toronto Raptors.
Good for him.
The back end of this season. Good. Yeah, great for him. You know, working hard, getting minutes on the Raptors. The Raptors are in a rebuilding phase, so they're not.
Yeah, they did the thing a couple of years ago.
They won. Yeah.
Yes.
They won, and then earlier this season, if you remember, I was complaining about how they hadn't pulled the trigger yet. Either they need to pull the trigger on getting some pieces together to win, or pulling the rug out.
Yeah, you were saying that their podcaster guy was like crying himself to sleep.
Yeah,
on air.
Yeah. Will Lou. Yeah, it was brutal.
That was his name.
Yeah.
All right.
They pulled the plug. They pulled the rug out.
Yep.
New team.
All right. And this is one of the people who got a foot in the door.
Foot in the door.
Ball on the court.
Ball on the court, yeah. He was already in the organization, so they were like, hey, we're going to bring you up from the G League, going to give you some decent minutes, show us what you can do.
Yep. And he's been showing.
He's been doing well. He's been getting more and more minutes.
All right.
Great story. Right? His brother's also in the league.
All right.
His brother won a championship actually last year, won a chip last year with the Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. Very, I can talk about him as well, but John Tay Porter is now under investigation.
Uh-oh.
For
when I was saying these things were good, I was asking because I felt like this wasn't necessarily going to be a good news story.
Yeah.
Because usually sports, we learn about some off-the-wall sport, but this is a sport someone knows about, so someone must have done something
Yeah, so he's under investigation right now. So everything I'm saying is alleged.
Allegedly.
But he allegedly was betting the under on himself.
Oh, this is the second time we've talked about an athlete doing this. Yep. So now they're kicking him to the curb.
You have to.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
But he got his foot in the door in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He started getting minutes.
Yep.
And he started betting on the under on himself. So if he needed to get 4 rebounds, he would get 3. And there's a big conversation about sports betting that we could go into, and it is very,
how
very
it's prolific now.
Yes,
how I don't even. Full disclosure, folks. Sometimes I might underplay my card with knowledge of sports a little bit.
Yes.
I did used to, I used to play basketball 3 or 4 nights a week. I used to play hockey, used to be fairly competitive at badminton. As with so many people, as I was younger, I was fairly athletic.
Yeah.
Before I got into motorized pursuits.
Sure.
But I just can't fathom how at that level, because you would need to be so good and so driven, and at some point you would have had to work so hard to develop that skill set to be able to get to that level, and then have the internal dialogue with yourself to be like, I'm going to give this up for money.
Yep.
And just start missing shots.
Yep.
Like for me, I wouldn't be able to turn the competitiveness off.
Never. Me neither. I couldn't do it.
So I'm not sure if that shows. I'm not sure. If you're a sociologist listening to this, it would be a sociologist thing.
Sociologist could look at it, but a sociologist...
As a phenomenon, looking across multiple people who do this?
It would be more
psychology?
That'd be more psychology.
Yeah. All right.
Sociology would be in people groups.
All right. Yeah. Well, it would be a group. This is the second time we've talked about this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, if either one, if you're into either of those,
reach out.
Yeah. I'd love to hear your read on it.
We do got an email that is atc@midgicairport.com.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I know.
Is that on the internet too?
It is, yeah. ATC,
Wild.
Air Traffic Control, atc@midgicairport.com. You can also find our contact information if you want to reach out on our website, which is www.midgicairport.com.
Seamless segue there.
Seamless segues. Yeah, anyway, so he hasn't played since that kind of came out. So, yeah, not only the NBA looking into him, he's getting looked into.
Do you think he'll ever play again elsewhere? That's it. You're on. No, come on, man. You're on the cusp. You're barely in. You pull that. There's got to be a blacklist for sports stuff.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much other leagues care about that.
The NBA, though, he's done.
Oh, in the NBA, he's 100% done. Yeah, no chance. The icing on the cake is he has a Twitter, a Twitter page. It's not his name. It's like I don't know the actual name, but instead of Jonte Porter, the Twitter is Jonte Stock Picks. So he sells a service. Where he gives you stock tips and gives you gambling advice.
The gambling advice seems a little
has a bunch of liked posts on that Twitter page of a ton of gambling, gambling posts.
Oh no! Yeah, but as I was gonna say earlier, man, I can't believe the amount of sports betting.
Yes.
And again, I don't watch.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a complete sports game match. Definitely in a year.
Yeah.
Probably in a couple.
Yeah.
And I still feel like I see, even within my echo chamber, quite a lot.
I see tons and tons. They are, for some people. I am a casual fan of sport. Yeah. In general, all the sports.
You're probably getting bombarded.
There are people who get bombarded a lot more than me. I have seen on some subreddits people being talking about how sport betting commercials are
predatory.
Yes, but also just prolific in their life. just whatever they're particularly doing.
We all know how it is on the internet, based on what I've heard.
With the targeted ads and such.
Exactly. You like one thing, you get your group of things. You see, the weird one for me, and we've discussed this before, is because I interact with some boat content.
Yes.
Then the internet automatically assumes I'm really interested in fishing.
Oh, yes.
When in reality, the extent of my interest in fishing is fish and chips. Like that's
great.
How I want to interact with fish.
Oh, I learned about the origins of fish and chips. I'll have to get into that another time. It is very interesting. But right now, do what else is interesting?
Whatever tune we're gonna play next.
Yeah. So I picked some out. And I know you wanted to go with like the upbeat.
That's okay. We can be not upbeat coming off a betting scandal.
I think all of mine are upbeat, but like give me like 3 adjectives. I'm going to pick which song. I think
musical adjectives.
No, just adjectives.
Oh,
it can be how you feel, what you want to hear. Just give me.
Play me something fuzzy.
Fuzzy, okay. Give me 2 more.
Like we started pretty folky, so you got anything like a little more. Not electronic, but less traditional.
Okay.
We got to keep it varied.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the opposite of traditional is.
Okay.
Progressive? Anyway, so fuzzy, progressive.
Yeah.
And the color green.
Okay, this is Save the Night. This is by Volta and Alessia Labat.
Try to play it safe like we used to. I go places in my mind when you're not here by my side. Can you bring me back to life? Take me where you wanna go. I don't wanna be alone. Let me lose my self-control. Would you say goodnight? 'Cause I feel it calling on me. On me. Would you say goodnight?
Call that fuzzy and green and progressive.
I think 2 out of 3 are quite easily attributed to it.
Yeah. I don't know which one you're saying is not.
Yeah. Well, you figure that out by yourself.
Hey.
Yeah.
Did you read any of Finnegan's Wake this week?
No. You know what? I looked up the song to Finnegan's Wake to see if we could play it. And despite the fact it's like sounds like a maritime or an Irish tune, the guys who play it are actually out of Toronto. Oh. So I wasn't prepared to give them a pass just because they played Halifax a ton.
But
I was stretching it. I'll reach Atlantic or Eastern Canada out into Quebec sometimes to grab some francophone content, but
No further.
I wasn't going all the way to Toronto, but I did delve back in and got a couple chapters of Thoreau there, Walden out of the way. It has gotten better. I found it, it was draggy at the start, but now he was going on about visitors, and I think he's probably playing part of a shtick there about I hate people, but I love judging people, but I hate people. Yeah. So it's like, okay. If anything, it's convinced me that if you were a real person, I probably wouldn't want to be friends with you. But it's okay. I'm getting through it for the sake of saying I don't like putting stuff on my bookshelf that I haven't actually read or I'm planning to read. So it'll get read. And then
thinking of classics, and maybe I do plan on picking up Finnegan's Wake. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I didn't get. Yeah, I do 100% plan on going through that thing.
Oh my goodness! All right.
But it reminded me of when you were talking, just like classics, and probably because thinking of like targeted ads. I saw a targeted ad for it the other day. Read Beowulf in first year or second year university. Yep. I forget which. Yeah. Have you read Beowulf?
Yeah, it was in. Like you say, second year English lit, maybe.
And I couldn't tell you what translation I read. Of course, Beowulf is not natively in
an English we would recognize.
Yeah. But I think it'd be interesting to go back. I might go back and reread it. As a classic.
I can lend you I still have my Norton anthology of English literature.
Oh yes, you know what?
It's in there.
It is in there. That's where I had it too. I might have that up. I don't know if I sold mine after, but you're right. It is in there,
or at least in part.
I think. Yeah.
That's got to be one of the best-selling anthologies of all time.
100%.
Imagine just having something that like almost every university student ever needs a copy of.
Yeah.
Gosh, what a cash cow.
That's what my loving beautiful wife's buying.
A cash cow?
Yeah, a Nissan cash cow.
Oh, I think it's pronounced cash cow.
It is, but I have been calling it the cash cow.
Yeah, well.
And I'm going to keep calling it the cash cow.
Except it's like a cow you feed cash instead of, well, now that I say it out loud, I'm not sure what part of the cow you'd extract the cash from anyway.
Yeah, that is the udders.
Yeah.
That's where the cash comes for the cow.
It's utterly ridiculous. Oh.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Literature is fun. Do you know what else is fun? Other songs.
Oh, we're right back into music?
Yeah, we're right back in the music, bro.
Okay.
We do play music. Like, we're on the radio. Like, that's kind of the thing we do.
Yeah, but according to the radio station, we're not classified as a music show.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I read it or heard a blurb, but it's like we're a... Oh, shoot. What was the words they used?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, the segment show or something.
Well, we do have segments. We're in the middle of a segment right now. I guess the segment that we're in the middle is kind of off the rails, but... Yeah,
well, it's literature, and sometimes literature goes off the rails.
It's true. Like Finnegan's Wake.
Yeah.
It, like, often goes off the rails.
And
is anyone going to tell me that's not art? No one can convince me that Finnegan's Wake is...
We're not here to debate what art is.
No one can convince me that Finnegan's Wake
man, we're in a university town.
Art. And this podcast is also not art.
This is a radio show, not a podcast, sir.
This radio show is also not art.
Hard. Again, listen, I'm sure in this town, on this radio station... what is art and what is not art has been debated. But
who shouldn't be having that debate?
You and I, we're not qualified. Folks, we're going to give you your Francophone tune for tonight. We're going to northern New Brunswick from La Famille Leblanc, where I grew up. There were Leblancs everywhere. I think there was like 4 Matthew Leblancs, like within a grade or 2 of me in school.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But they're singing a song called Saulnierville, which is
a place?
But that's a place in Nova Scotia. It's one of those little French communities down
the South Shore? Down South Shore way?
Yeah, well, no, other side, like the Bay of Fundy side. I'm not sure. Like past Digby. Like Downers. Yeah.
Okay.
At least I'm pretty sure what that is. Now I should be checking my facts. But anyway, here's the tune.
Well, fact check later.
C'est pour ma fille qui est dedans. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. La charpente du bâtiment, c'est une boîte de fer blanc. Le gouvernail du bâtiment, c'est la queue d'un cheval blanc. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. C'est la trompe d'un éléphant. Les trois mâts du bâtiment sont des cotons d'Arbre Saint-Jean. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Les trois voiles du bâtiment sont des peaux de vieilles juments. Le pavillon du bâtiment, c'est la chemise d'un gros marchand. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Sont des genoux de vieux moutons. Les cordages du bâtiment sont des tripes de gros harengs. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Capitaine du bâtiment, c'est un bœuf au front tout blanc. Cuisinier du bâtiment, c'est une vache de 30 ans. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. Du bâtiment sont de jeunes veaux du printemps. Et tous ceux qui vont dedans sont tous de vrais innocents. L'équipage du bâtiment sont de jeunes veaux du printemps. Et tous ceux qui vont dedans sont tous de vrais innocents. Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement. 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 Qu'ils ont la brunette, qu'ils ont la gaiement.
It was 2 marimbas and a vibraphone.
What? I was going to ask what a vibraphone is, but I'm not sure what the other thing is either. Describe it to me.
So they're the things that...
Is that like the big... Is one of them the thing you see in a marching band that they're holding on like one arm that's huge?
That's a glockenspiel. So take that.
Bless you.
take the
I bet that joke gets used all the time.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Take the glockenspiel.
That's a bell set, sir.
Take the bell set.
Yeah.
Lay it down on a table.
Mm-hmm.
Make it real big.
Yep.
Make it look like a piano.
These things are in orchestras sometimes.
Yes, both of them are.
Oh, both of them are?
Yeah.
I'm super up on what's in an orchestra.
So, you're thinking of one.
Yeah.
Is it made of metal or wood?
I think the one I'm thinking of has like brass. Would you call them keys, the things you hit?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a vibraphone.
Ah.
Okay.
Man, must be a tough instrument to be like, I'm going to pick up the vibraphone.
Now you take that instrument.
Yes. Replace it with wood.
Marimba.
Ah.
So 2 marimbas and a vibraphone.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what else is neat other than 2 marimbas and a vibraphone?
Is it the witching hour, which is Monday at midnight on CHMA, that you should be listening to if you happen to, for some reason, be up at midnight on a Monday night?
Yes.
Oh.
It is that.
Well, then do that.
Yeah. And right after this, you have a whole bunch of shows you should just stick right here and listen to.
Such as?
Such as live on KEXP, which brings you its world-renowned live in-studio performances. They have new acts every week, and then also every once in a while they have a big star like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, London Grammar, Phoebe Bridges, Gary Clark Jr., the XS, freaking Kamasi Washington, one of my favorite saxophone players of all time.
Okay.
Played with Kendrick Lamar. Has done a lot of stuff with Thundercat. Cool guy.
All right.
As well as Canadian acts like Purity Ring. After live on KEXP, also you could check out all of their performances, even all the old stuff with all of our favorite Canadian acts at youtube.com/KEXP or KEXP.org. Right after that, we have another what are we called? A
radio show?
No, a segment show. Are these guys a segment show too? Black Atlantic?
I have no idea.
Okay, well,
man, until the other day I didn't even know that shows got like dumped into different categories.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. A primarily Black Atlantic-centric podcast, website, and media channel with the goal of bringing Atlantic POZ voices to the world, hosted by Clinton Davis and Hilary LeBlanc. Check them out at www.blackatlantic.ca. Follow them on Spotify and visit their YouTube page. Hey, then we have The Night Shift. Here, Luca Capone spin a diverse, adventurous mix of sounds, ranging from psychedelic jazz to experimental hip-hop. Heavy focus is on Canadian and independent artists.
About that.
At 9 p.m. So that's your next 3 hours here, right after us. So don't go anywhere. And do you know who else isn't going anywhere?
I'm not entirely sure. Gosh, I'm just killing your segues.
Wayne Nicholas, also up for an ECMA this year.
You're just mining ECMA.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to mine that content for a while.
All right.
Look, what's wrong
I wasn't
with...
being accusatory about
what's
it.
wrong with getting our ECMA,
As a radio show that plays exclusively Atlantic Canadian content, ECMAs is
great.
A rich field ready to be...
Yeah, people should be listening to these artists anyway. So he is nominated for the Best Blues Album. This is the Gin House Blues by Wayne Nicholas.
Stay away from me. Oh, 'cause I'm in my sin. Oh, you better stay away from me.
sun skipped over the mountain, faded through the trees and the fields. Once bright, now dark, all is broken, slowly gaining. The season is revealed, slowly gaining. The season is revealed. Photographs gone and forgotten, long lost. Wallets and watches, days spent, nights lived, all is chosen, slowly gaining. The season is revealed, slowly gaining. The season is revealed. Toss lines over the port side, freight tracks, the seas and the oceans, love's left. Man lost, all is taken, slowly gaining. The season is revealed, slowly gaining. The season is revealed. Snow-covered valleys, midnight dew, caught in a moment, cold hands, warm lips, all is frozen, slowly gaining. The season is revealed, slowly gaining. The season is revealed. The sun skipped over the mountains, faded through the trees and the fields. Once bright, now dark, all is broken, slowly gaining. The season is revealed, slowly gaining. The season is revealed.
much for gin, but I'd go listen to the blues sometime somewhere.
I really like the blues, and there are actually decent blues acts here in town. We should definitely go check them out sometime.
Yeah.
But you know what else I'd like to check out?
Something to give a gold star to?
Yeah, who's your gold star, man?
Man, when was the last time you spoke to an officer of the law when you weren't afraid of getting a huge fine? Like, casually spoke to an officer.
Well,
Tough, right?
I have some. Well, we have some that come into the airport sometimes.
That's true. Yes, for security reasons.
So yeah, I was talking to one at work yesterday. Brought a little trainee dog puppy, a little trainee dog.
Oh, like a dog in training
to come. Yeah, dog in training to come get used to being around people.
All right.
Yeah,
that's good. But I think like even myself in the other place I work full time, we have a customer or two that comes in who are officers.
Yes.
RCMP officers. But it's like it's not something you have a tremendous amount of opportunity to do when they're in uniform. And
sure.
I mean, these people live normal lives. I'm sure we cross paths with them more than we know and just don't.
Yes.
You know, like, man, I know a ton of people. I have no idea what they do for work.
Yeah.
I just know they fly out of the airport here sometimes.
Of course.
But say you were free from 9 to 11 on April 5th. Head down to Tim Hortons, which I hope is just done with a wink and a nod.
Mm-hmm.
Have a sit down with some of the RCMP officers that are based here in town and have a coffee.
That's
maybe
awesome.
a donut.
Yeah.
Maybe what's the classic one they have came back with the raisins?
The fritters? Oh, I don't know.
It's like a fritter, but they don't call it a fritter. And then I got one the other day, and they're like, it has raisins in it, and I was like, that's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Yes. Nothing more disappointing than when you order a no-meal cookie and it shows up with chocolate chips instead of raisins.
Yeah, you are that weird guy, aren't you? Yeah.
Don't actually fight me.
I disagree with you respectfully.
Thanks for being respectful. That's my gold star for the week. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be doing. I feel almost bad for the officers there because I think it's going to be one of those things where it's hard to get people to come in and just do it, whereas people who've got a grudge or something they want to rant about are going to be like, oh, my opportunity to go mouth off about the ducks that keep jaywalking in front of my house.
Look, as I have been in a situation in the public eye before, and I will say in those situations, guess who never shows up? The people who you're like, it's a perfect opportunity for them to go mouth off at the cops.
Yeah.
They ain't ever going to do it.
All right.
Ain't ever going to do it.
Well, hopefully not for the sake of the officers who are trying to, put the olive branch out there.
I agree. That is a very good gold star.
Isn't it? I'm not even like half sticking it with the idea that like if they botch it, I'm going to pull it back.
No, that's just a good.
I'm giving it to the idea maybe more than the event.
Good gold star. Mine, I had one written down and I accidentally deleted it. We were supposed to do the gold star segment already. The reason I think we went over it was because I accidentally deleted who I was going to give my gold star to.
Oh, Control Z. Make us go back in time.
I don't know how long ago that was.
It's okay.
So my gold star.
Give it to the people out there rebuilding the dikes since it's raining for months on end.
That's crazy. I'm going to give it to... I'm just going to say all the local teachers. Because we have some, we are obviously in New Brunswick. Ours are A-OK right now. But over on the other side of the border, Nova Scotia, they're getting ready to do a strike vote.
Are they?
They are. So, yeah, but teachers on both sides, not just the Nova Scotia teachers.
It's a tough gig. You couldn't pay me to do that gig.
You could. I don't think you could pay me to do it either. No. So
let's stick to low stress air traffic control.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just going to give it to teachers. It's just like not even Canadian teachers, just teachers in general.
Have to be school teachers? Or could it be like teachers of life?
Man, it could be like a swim teacher, a guitar teacher, or a teacher of life. I don't care.
Yeah. As long as you're teaching somebody something.
Teaching is important,
positive.
Man. It's, you know what? Even if you're teaching something negative.
You're teaching safe cracking.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe as long as it can be used positively.
Yeah. Well, you're helping people when their loved one's deceased get the stuff out of their safe.
Exactly. So.
All right.
With that, the only thing we have left is a little Don Cherry news. Don Cherry, he hasn't really done anything, but I do want to let you know his pin tweet is still his thank you everyone for all the support and kind words. You'll be hearing from me soon. Thumbs up tweet, which was exactly right after he got fired. So that his pinned tweet is still
there. We're still waiting.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Soon is very broad.
Soon is very broad because that was 5 years ago.
In the grand history of the universe,
5 years.
5 years is nothing.
Is nothing. So we're waiting to hear from you soon, Don. That was 9 years ago. You have had other tweets, but that is still your pinned tweet. You might want to pin a different tweet, bud. Okay. Hey, man.
You got a tune to play us out with? Or are we just saying goodnight?
No, we're at the good night point,
out
man.
In Radio Land.
Yeah, we're just doing the hey,
signing off.
Thank you for listening. Thank you to CHMA for hosting and broadcasting. Check them out at chmafm.com and CHMAFM on all the socials.
Which are on the internet now, right?
Are on the internet, yes.
Incredible.
Check out MidgicAirport.com. Visit our merch store and give us a shout out on all the socials at Midgic Airport, except on X, formerly known as Twitter, where we're at Midgic_Airport. Finally, if you miss an episode, you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You can find us everywhere. Deezer.
Courier Pigeon.
Deezer. If you know what, if you send me an email, and I will get you on Courier Pigeon delivery.
Amazing.
I have many DVDs.
Out of USB?
No, we only do mini DVD by Carrier Pigeon.
Oh.
So hopefully you have
like a laser disc?
No, those are bigger. Laser discs were bigger.
Sorry, I'm thinking like mini discs that Sony tried to push for like half a second.
No, these are like things
Folks,
that
thanks
you put
very
in cameras.
much for listening.
Like you put in like video cameras before. Yeah. Anyway, usually you just say like good night and we're already done.
Good night, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.